Yo! What's up, bud? I'm Kirara Sen, aka Pink Unicorn, comedian from Tokyo, Japan, LGBTQ in Japan. In September, an assemblyman of Tokyo Adachi Ward said the world will be destroyed if the rights of sexual minorities are protected by law because they don't give birth. Although he apologized for his remarks a month later, I'm still like, come on! Those who destroy things the most are kids! The assemblyman also said, if LGBT people get focused on in an excessive manner, children will lose their sense of childbirth and upbringing in the future. Schools must teach the importance of normal marriage and having and raising children. Normal marriage? What is normal marriage in this new normal society? Okay. For the sake of argument, I suppose the normal marriage should be spending happy time with the one who you love and parenting the children if they have. So, my case should be normal marriage. I'm married to comedy and take care of my inner child. Also, this is not the first time that Japanese politicians have faced backlash over such comments. In 2018, another leader, Mio Sugita, faced backlash after describing LGBT people as unproductive. Although I am straight, I know my Tokyo-style outfit is as fashionable as gay people. And I used to struggle with my sexuality for a long time too, because some people always yelled at me like, "Hey Kirara, you a girl, behave like a girl, you are not a boy!" On the other hand, some people said, "Kirara, you got balls!" So sexuality was one of the things I have faced for a long time. This episode is a little bit different from usual and special. I'm gonna interview amazing people. A Japanese lady who is one of my best comedy friends, very beautiful and very talented, and her girlfriend. But before moving forward, don't forget to subscribe my channel. On my channel, I'm introducing the life of Japan and Japanese culture with a comedian's point of view. Alright, unicorns? Enjoy! So happy to see you. Where are you now?
We are in New York.
Maybe there are so many people who are still not familiar with a lesbian couple or LGBTQ community, including me. There should be something I don't know yet. So I really want to share your life story.
My name is Mariko Iwasa. I'm a clown and a physical comedian. So I'm living in New York, Brooklyn. I visited her last tour in Boston. That's amazing. And I love your outfit. Thank you so much. Yes, I love vintage. So this is a vintage. Someone's actually some school, I think.
Looks like a boarding school. My name is Kirsten, Kirsten Phillips. I'm from Brooklyn originally. So sometimes I could get the accent, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. And I'm a teacher. I used to live in Japan from 2005 to 2008 in Niigata.
I can say 13 years since I moved. Yeah, but a little back and forth.
When I lived in Japan, I didn't know Mariko at all. In fact, I don't even call her Mariko. If I talk about her, I call her Machi. because that's my nickname for her, Machi. Mariko-chan to Machi. But I met her after I came back to New York, and through our friends, just like most couples meet through a friend of somebody we both know, and she introduced us, first time I think karaoke. We met at karaoke. And then I started officially dating her 2014 as she was working in the circus. So that's how we got together.
Yeah.
Really?
I know
Seriously.
her, but still just weird.
Like we're just living together. We're just best friends. We're Kate and Allie.
How about your dad?
Dad, basically, he just busy to thinking by himself, his things. He's busy. He is also a little bit confused, I think. But he still, actually, my dad is like, なんか可愛い女の子 he likes, 綺麗な女の人
Of course he does.
likes.
He's a straight man. He's married to your mom, right?
Yeah.
She's a very beautiful lady.
Yeah.
So of course he can like what he likes.
These relationships, they're still confusing. And I think it's really tough. And
It is.
yeah.
It's hard to choose between your relationship and your family.
And then my mom is really, really afraid, now the social, network, and I choose the person to tell, which is not good for her.
I don't want to be a dirty secret. Really.
I know.
I know. I understand the cultural repercussions for you are more severe, but at the same time, no one likes to be the girlfriend who's in the closet.
Sometimes I talk my mom, and then end of the conversation, my mom said, "Kirsten, yoroshiku, say hi to Kirsten."
My family was super happy actually because again, it doesn't matter to them. I come from a family of New York
They don't care,
but not in a bad way. Like, it's very. I come from a family very liberal New York Jewish household, and my family is not big, so I don't have any grandparents out there. They're like, oh my God, gonna be shocked. No, they're all dead. So I only have my father right now, and he is really pleased. Oh, he loves Mariko. Everyone in my family loves and supports Mariko's work and who she is, and accepts her. And they're really happy that I'm happy. So if together I'm happy, that's their only thing. My father is actually 83 years old. So sometimes he can get a little bouquet. For some reason, he sometimes forgets that Mariko and I are in a relationship. Oh, say hi to your friend. No, Dad, it's not friend, it's girlfriend.
It shows a really interesting difference between Japanese culture and American Jewish culture, or New York culture, maybe. So
New York is a very open liberal city. I'm sure if I were in the South and I had two parents that were uber Christian, things would be different. I don't know. I think New Yorkers live in this kind of bubble that we can say and do and love whoever we want. That's the idea. Yeah, we are very free here, but I forget as soon as I leave New York City, actually even New York State, I go to the Inaka of New York, and it can be really, I might hesitate to be so openly affectionate with Mariko, or I might not introduce her as my girlfriend just to play it safe. Because you never know what kind of reaction you're going to get.
I think that America, especially New York, is more open gay community. So I feel like I can say, I have a girlfriend, and then just people reaction is just no big deal. Whatever.
Even now, American culture is beginning to identify or come to terms with, and it's doing the extra work. And some people complain about it, but there is not only two genders. Now, people have a hard time coming to terms with that. They think, okay, biologically, you're born with this genitalia or this genitalia. It's boy and girl. It's a simple little world. But there is such thing as cisgender, non-binary, conforming, non-conforming. And there's really, I tell my students this all the time, there's no way to tell if somebody's gay unless they A, tell you, or B, maybe you sleep with them. But that's the only way you can really tell. You can't assume that because a person looks or acts or speaks a certain way that is their sexual orientation. I mean, let's not even forget there's bisexual, there's asexual, there's aromantic, there's transgender. There's so many different ways that people have attraction to one another and identify that it can be difficult sometimes to find the community. But that's in America, and some people just dismiss that. Oh, it just makes my head ache. You're a girl, damn it. Okay, but I've always felt like I was a boy, and that should be perfectly fine. So I guess it makes a lot of people uncomfortable to sort of have to blur the line between male and female, because those used to be sacred things. And in Japan, in many ways, those still are sacred things. You know, there are certain rights of womanhood that are, there's nothing wrong with them, by the way, in essence. There's nothing wrong with, you know, this right of womanhood for women, or the whole ritual around being pregnant, and the way Japanese society kind of takes care of a pregnant woman and her family and her life. But at the same time, there's very skewed messages towards masculinity and what it means to be a man. There's nothing essentially wrong with that unless you disagree with them or don't identify with them. Then you're termed as you're not normal, and now you've got a problem. And this, just by having this conversation, I think you are doing something very positive.
I have a little bit bitter experience, and I'm really ashamed.
It's no accident that the Japanese word for wrong and different are the same. Shigau can mean wrong or different. And I think there's also conservatives, especially in Japan. Remember, Japan is much older than America. So the idea of radical ideas isn't going to be very popular in a country that is over 3 bazillion years old. So I think Japanese culture can be preserved. It has a very rich history and culture, can be kept without damaging, you know, its history, without damaging its culture by accepting homosexual relationships. Because women are sexy, and there's this, even to the degree where what's interesting is in Japanese things like manga, anime, or comic books, even anime shows with like Sailor Moon has an openly gay relationship, and that's okay because it's an anime. It's for children. It's cute. As long as it doesn't exist in the official realm of reality, then it's okay. It's allowed. Whereas in America, we would censor the hell out of that. Oh no, we can't have children watching girls in love. Oh, people would clutch their pearls. But interesting the irony of that, because in media, lesbians are only there in existence for the gratification of men. I don't want to see lesbian porn, frankly. I don't necessarily feel that agrees with me. But lesbians are okay because they're hot. Whereas to men, it's very unfair, the double standard.
I couldn't say openly and I'm a lesbian. I'm still so questioning. I like men sometimes, but it's not like everyone. And then like my attraction of the guy is something different from I attract a lady. And wait, I attract the girl, そのなんか可愛いもうした友達同士の可愛いじゃなくて、something なんかセームだな、なんかセームな気がするんだけど、どういう感じみたいな。でも it's really hard, no one understand, and then also it's really hard to say, you know, I like you. But I think still in Japan, I think it's really hard and maybe be alone. LGBTQ community and getting more like popular and bigger like a parade, rainbow parade in Tokyo. It's not the zero in Japan. So there's a community and then there's some supporter. Last year I went back to Japan. I am the one of the ally. So talk about our relations 実はいまして。But it's really hard to talk to my parents. They opened. She said, just take your time. So don't rush. 希望は全然あってどんどんいっぱい人がいるから so many people そのアライとかそういうコミュニティの人とか and very active yeah
私たちも普通だわ。
普
通だよ。全然普通。本当に普通。
When I lived in Japan, I didn't identify. I still don't really identify as a lesbian. I'm more like, hey, I'm just me. I'm not exclusively for girls. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about the word lesbian and what that implies. But I remember on the JET program, I worked for the JET program, they told us not to be very open if we were in a homosexual relationship because you don't know what kind of rumors might spread and how that might cause a problem for your school or your kyokuinkai, your board of education. So we were told, even if we were straight, I'm a teacher, I'm a professional. If they ever asked me, of course, students, hey, do you have boyfriend? I'm like, yeah, 7 of them. I gave them any bullshit answer I wanted to, but I didn't tell the truth. But it was interesting. A few years after I left Japan, I came back to Kashiwazaki. I lived in this little town, Kashiwazaki. It's very inaka, extremely inaka. And I brought Mariko because Kashiwazaki is still a very important place to me. And I wanted her to have that experience. So we went to visit one of my good friends who is, I think, 80 at the time, maybe 80 years old. Her name is Yoshie-chan, even though she's 80. And she's a very cool lady. And she met Mariko. And at the end of having tea and talking, whatever, I think she said to me, oh, I first saw Mariko, I thought she was a handsome boy. Isn't that cute? Ain't that adorable? But I couldn't at that time introduce Mariko as my girlfriend to even my friends, old lady friends, because I didn't know what their reaction would be. But I have a feeling that I don't think they would have been shocked, or I don't think they would have been angry. But it's not something that I necessarily advertise. I remember I was teaching in a high school once, and randomly I just mentioned to one of my students, teenage, she's like 15, oh, I'm gonna meet my girlfriend in Texas. I'm gonna visit her. And he goes, wait a minute, whoa, miss, what? I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you surprised? Wait, miss, you gay? I'm like, yeah, I guess, sure. I have a girlfriend. I guess that means I'm gay. He goes, wait, have you been gay all year? Or did this just happen? Because I think people assign a certain look to a lesbian. Maybe they expected me to have really short hair, or maybe they expected me to look a certain way or dress a certain way, wearing Birkenstocks. I don't know what. I really don't know what they assume a lesbian should look like. But in Japan, where a look is so important to one's identity, like, konogumi wa, this is lorikon. They like to dress kawaii and wear strawberries. Or this group is very British punk rock. They like to wear leather, and this is how you identify. But gays and lesbians, I think there's a misconception in Japan that they have to look or act a certain way, and that's just not reality. And that's a dangerous way of thinking. Just like to say that just because you're in the inaka and you're obachan, automatically you're going to condemn homosexuality, that's not necessarily true. Stereotyping.
そういえばなんか、ねえ、マリコちゃん、didn't marry this age. Maybe she is gay. とか、なんかその、no marriage at a certain age, and then people assume gay. まあでも、I think especially the New York is very 自由。そう、本当に。それは本当サーカス行った時とかも、だって、ティピカルジャパニーズイメージとか。だってもう、かおりちゃんが遊びに来た後とか、まあ他の友達、女の子の友達とか、ね、学園に連れてった後とか、all clowns said, why Japanese is kawaii, right? And everyone is so cute. What problem? What is your problem? 可愛いイメージとかはあった。だから本当ニューヨークは自由だなって思う。なんかその違いみたいのが逆に他の州を行ったりしたりとか、他の国とか、アメリカ人の他の州の人とかと一緒に働いて、なんか思った。until jump to the circus and traveling. So I only know the New York, so it's very 自由. So, but I thought American people, all American people that way, but it
No.
It isn't.
Nope.
New York is another country.
Another
Yes,
country.
It feels
本当
like
に
that. It feels like that. Yeah. Well, we're sorry.
Not only the reason, just
We'll get to work on it right away. I mean, I promise. Eventually, science will do something amazing, and
Yeah.
women will be able to pregnate each other. But until that day comes, we have Shiba. I mean, does that count?
no.
Is our child? I know. I understand how Japan might mistakenly believe that is a thing because, again, the Japanese birth rate is so low, and they want to create more Japanese people, obviously. But I think if they want to do that, Japanese women better start getting better education about men and vice versa. Because if you don't know anything about my body, I don't want to sleep with you,
Yeah.
dude. And vice versa. If I don't know anything about getting pregnant, why am I suddenly being forced to muriari kekkon shite to get married? Because my mother expects me to, or because my father forced me to. But having a child, I think, is like this penultimate goal. That Japanese women are, like, from day one are just geared to attain. And even I knew Japanese girls in my college days who maybe they were dating, maybe they weren't, but they would go out and buy baby clothes. Oh, but they're so cute. I want to have a baby someday. I'm like, really? And it's just an obsession. You know, productivity is not the making of a human being.
Yeah.
Especially, gay couples are the best parents. Just let us adopt. Heaven
Yeah.
knows you have enough parents in Japan who can't afford to take care of their kids, who treat them like shit, who
そうだよ。
end up killing them accidentally, and oh, we're sorry, but meanwhile, the gays are the bad ones. F that. Just because you're a woman, it does not mean that you were meant to be a mother at all.
本当。ね。あの発言はダサいよね。
Yeah, I don't know about destroy. I don't know enough about Adachi to understand what he's trying to protect. What about Adachi is so pure, so wholesome that two women sleeping together is going to destroy it? I don't know what that is. Oh no. No, in fact, New York is is surviving.
Yeah,
the
surviving.
LGBTQ. We have so many great artists, politicians,
そうだよね。
teachers, everyday people. Okay, so
Everyday people.
It's sad that this politician wants to separate Adachi Ward from LGBT community, because within the Adachi Ward is the LGBT community. It's part of the community, whether you like it or not, whether they're visible or not. So it's really sad that he wants to other that. It's not going to be destroyed.
Very easy.
So fun.
So fun,
Yeah,
ne.
so fun.
Especially she knows some Japanese culture, and then also we are same age, and we just 6 days different. So 6 days is
So 22 years old?
Yeah, I'm 22.
yeah 22 years old.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm 20.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The things that I'm not good at doing, she's really good at.
So nice balance. I realize more and more.
Like, I'm making breakfast, I'm making some nice dish, I can give good advice, free English lessons. I'm really great at that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I give you some, how natto is great taste, and then the train, and how, how
Natto
nice
mechaya.
natto
No,
is.
thank you.
とか.
Ew.
I started the YouTube. Some episodes she joined, so we made a clown character, and Sencha and Pico.
It's really fun working with her creatively as well, because I can see her projects and help her, and I want to promote her as much as she wants to promote herself, but it's fun to have that partner who you can share that creativity with.
So,
Yeah.
the New York is still existing, right?
Dozo, please come to our house.
Thank you so much. Arigato!
ありがとう。
楽しかった。
ありがとう。バイバイ。Hi, unicorns! Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the interview. Personally, I felt they're a really beautiful couple, respected each other, and had a strong spirit, just like any other couples. They're ordinary people and very special unicorns. How did you feel the difference of LGBTQ community among in Japanese, American, and Gotham society? Be free to leave your comments below, and I hope this video to help more people to free their mind against the diversity of sexuality. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you soon. You have a great day, great night, and great life. See you soon.